Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 11th. It's October. It's 2025. And there's a lot of things going on right now. There's so many things that are in effect right now. It's insane. I could probably sit here and just start streaming 24/7, making videos on all the crazy things that just keep occurring over and over and over and over and over again. But I've been listening to a few videos recently. I spent about 5 hours on a mountain bike track today because today's the Sabbath, so I'm fasting. And I got to tell you, it's 6 p.m. I can't wait to eat, to be honest. I have a hard time with it. Just staying busy, you know what I mean? Staying busy enough when you're living out of your vehicle and traveling the United States. I am currently in Louisiana, the exact same spot that I was at last year when a subscriber found me and brought me to his church the following day and baptized me. So tomorrow morning my intent is to go to that church, and just because I'm in the area, why wouldn't I, you know what I mean? But remember what I explained to you about 5th generation warfare? It's warfare where our own government, or the 𝗦𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗍, I'm just going to call them that because that's what it is. I'm sick of people saying, I don't want to get into the tinfoil hat range. I don't want to get into the conspiracy theory. We are living in a non-stop, never-ending, 24/7 conspiracy right now. And the end goal will be very clear by the end of this video. But 5th generation warfare is when you don't want people to know you're at war. So there's no warplanes, there's no drones bombing, there's no troops on the ground. Instead, we just have non-stop, never-ending events. Factory explosions, plant explosions, explosions. And Broken Reality did me a huge solid and made a list of all the events that have happened since the beginning of January 2025, when Trump and the Tech brothers took over the United States government right out in the open. A bunch of billionaires took over the United States, and they're not even hiding it whatsoever at all. But before I get to that, let me show you something that maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know. I have blockers on all my cameras, you know what I'm saying? But here's the funny thing. I recently replaced this one, and this happened again. So check this out, because this is creepy. So I have a camera blocker, a webcam privacy device on my laptop, and I put it on about 3 weeks ago, and it's already burned right through the privacy cover. It's already burned right through that. I mean, how crazy is that? I've shown you that before, but I mean, dude, look at that. So they've got countermeasures, you know, built into your devices that literally will just burn through or get around one way or the other. I just thought I'd put that out there again. So I explained to you during COVID lockdowns exactly what 5th generation warfare is. And it's when they go around and they start exploding things and blowing things up and blaming them on natural catastrophes. But the problem with that entire story is, since 2025 has begun, the natural catastrophes are getting a little bit out of hand because it takes weeks to compile them. And then look at this. I'm not going to run through all of them right this second, but again, Broken Reality, she actually got all these together from the first of this year till pretty much now. It's pages and pages and pages. Weather events, airplanes disappearing, things blowing up, actions on military, shootings, power outages. It's just non-stop. It just keeps on going. And since she sent this to me, it hasn't stopped. And the biggest one, really, oh, it just keeps going and going and going. Quakes, I mean, look at this. This is insane. But what I'm trying to say here is, this is 5th generation warfare. This is when they blow things up all around us and blame it on natural events. But it's not natural. This is them doing this on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because they're taking out strategic places. Not only are they, A, blowing up somebody's business, putting people out of work, killing people, polluting the entire area where these massive factory explosions are, but it's putting people out. I mean, there's nowhere left to go. They're dismantling our country exactly like we would dismantle a country we were going to fight. Take out their eyes, take out their ears, take out their ability to feed themselves, etc., so forth, and blah, blah, blah. And you'd think that that would be bad enough, but it's not. Because, again, digital ID has already started in the UK. They've already started protesting it. They've got a petition with almost 3 million people on it. Somehow it was at 3 million, but now when the government shows it, it goes back down to 2 million point something. But here's the deal. Minutes of Horror did a video last night, and it dawned on me right there and then exactly how they're going to do the digital ID, how they're going to push the digital ID on most people. But understand this, and understand this well. In order to not take the digital ID, you won't be able to work. You won't be able to go online. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to do anything. Are you ready for that? Because that's coming. Because the only other outcome of this is total 100% digital prison. If you don't act right, you're done. You're done. And it isn't just me saying it, because now doctors and business people and professors are jumping on the bandwagon, except they have to say things like, you know, I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on, or I don't want to get into conspiratorial realm. We live in conspiracy. Did you not see it? Did you see this? This ain't natural. This ain't normal whatsoever at all. Look at the biggest shooting the mainstream is pushing right now. It has so many rabbit holes that you'd be going in every direction from now until the digital ID's here, and you didn't even see it coming. But it seems like some people are starting to wake up, but you got to understand, they're going to do whatever it takes to jam this down your throat. And like I said, Minutes of Horror hit it and didn't even know it. So here we go. But real quick, before I jump into that, I never do this, and I should. Not only has Broken Reality done some incredible research work for me, but all the people that support me on Patreon, I don't shout you guys out enough at all because I never talk about Patreon. But if you want to support me on Patreon, hit the link below. It's $5 a month. And I post stuff on there that you're never going to see on YouTube ever at all. Period. So with that, I digress.
Make no mistake about it, this whole AI stuff is getting absolutely scary, especially with the release of Sora 2, where it just looks more and more realistic. And not only that, it comes with the very realistic voices attached to these people, and it almost seems like they are pretty much resurrecting the dead and making them do things they never did.
As soon as I saw him say that, it dawned on me exactly what this was. Not only are they going to have an illegal alien terrorist attack like 9/11, but they're also going to use AI to make things where you can get blamed for things that somebody else did using your images and voices. So of course, now you're going to have to get the digital AI to prove you're human. And I covered this a while back, but I kind of forgot about this. But OpenAI has already got that whole thing covered as well.
So with that being said, welcome in world.org, where they offer you a world ID. They give you the problem and then they offer you the solution. Because both the AI Sora 2 and this world ID website were both founded and created by Sam Altman and OpenAI. And so you go to this website and you're greeted with the Real Human Network, universal proof of human, finance, and connection for every human, a priority lane for humans online. World ID ensures secure access to things only humans, not bots, should have access to, like financial services, concert ticket sales, dating apps, and video games. World ID is an anonymous proof of human for the age of AI. Securely and anonymously prove you're a real and unique human online. Get World ID. I cannot believe this is where we are in today's world. And apparently
So how crazy is this that we're literally living in it? We're literally living in it right now. All the billionaires that just met at the White House with Trump, that people think is going to somehow save everybody, are literally stealing every single solitary dollar they can out of the economy right now. And here's the thing. A lot of people do reports or whatever, videos on same stuff that I do videos on, but they're missing one huge element. They're not saved. None of this makes any sense other than views and monetization if you do not have Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. It's the only thing that's going to give you the strength to stand by when all of this comes crashing down and you say no. It's going to make not taking the vaccine look like child's play, because this is going to affect you in every single solitary way. You can't buy gasoline, you can't buy food, you can't buy ammo, you can't go online, you can't pay your bills, because all of this digital ID is going to be tied directly to a social credit system. And again, I'll get into that later in the video, but Minutes of Horror found this. I didn't even know about this.
We here over in other countries, like in the United States, thought something like this was absolutely crazy. I said in that video that what's happening over in the United Kingdom will eventually make its way here over in the United States. Well, unbeknownst to me anyway, there was a man only days prior to this incident here in the United States, over in Tennessee, was arrested for a meme. Reading this article from The Independent, which was published on September 24th, 2025, Tennessee man arrested for posting meme threatening violence in Facebook group for Charlie Kirk vigil. So yes, we here in the United States, we do not have 100% free speech. You can definitely be arrested if you go to a group of people online saying, I'm going to go ahead and shoot you all up, or I'm going to cause some kind of mass violence that could end your lives. Yes, that is true. So let's go ahead and actually see what this man posted. Continue to read the article. It says, Larry Bouchard Jr., 61, a former police officer, posted a meme of President Donald Trump in the Perry County Community Group page, as members of the page were organizing a vigil to honor Kirk. In response, Bouchard posted a meme of Trump that featured a photo of the president with a quote he gave just one day after a 2024 mass shooting at Perry High School in Iowa. And so this was the meme. We have to get over it. Donald Trump on the Perry High School mass shooting one day after it took place. So whether you agree with the meme or not, we can understand the context behind the meme. He's basically saying that Donald Trump said we have to get over one shooting, so you should basically get over this shooting. That's the context. I know I'm going to get some people in the comment section say, well, Donald Trump didn't actually mean it that way, but that's not the point. The point is the context behind this meme that he's trying to relay. Even somebody like Ray Charles could see the context here. So all he did was repost a meme showing a quote of Trump with the context of basically get over the shooting. So why was he arrested? The article goes on to say, however, members of the group interpreted Bouchard's post as a threat against their local high school, which is also called Perry County High School. So just to make it clear, the high school that had the shooting was over in Iowa, and the high school that's near this group that's hosting this Charlie Kirk vigil was in Tennessee, so it's completely different high schools. But context be damned, because as a result, Bouchard was arrested early that Monday morning and charged with making threats of mass violence on school property and activities. Investigators believe Bouchard was fully aware of the fear his post would cause and intentionally sought to create hysteria within the community, said the Perry County Sheriff. He is currently being held on bond in the Perry County Sheriff's Office in Lexington, and the Perry County Sheriff's Office were quoted as saying, every threat is investigated thoroughly and charges are pursued when evidence supports them. Creating mass hysteria in our community will not be tolerated. We will continue to act quickly and decisively to protect our students and our citizens. Now, according to the Perry County Sheriff's Office website, this is considered to be a Class E felony punishable by between 1 to 6 years in prison and up to a $3,000 fine. But even worse is the fact that Bouchard's bail is set to $2 million. There are people in the United States that have ended people's lives and had much lower bail than this, and he would have to pay the bondsman at least $210,000. What I think is going on here is that they're using this man as an example to stop other people from posting out memes that they do not like.
Now, I'm not trying to steal all his video footage, but I'm not going to use all his information, do a voiceover, and take credit for it. I turned you guys onto him, I believe, well over a year ago, and I'll leave links below. It's all good. This is insane. This is utterly insane. $2 million bail in the United States of America for posting or reposting a meme. Yeah, that's what we call an enormous shot over the bow. And just imagine when they have the digital ID, the digital dollar, everything all tied together. You won't even know if you're in trouble. They can simply shut you off because a company reported something that you said some other time. Everything you've ever said is all going to be on your social credit system score. I'm done. I already know that. They already know that. The only reason they gave me my channels back, a bunch of YouTubers that got taken down, they've been taken down another 40 times because they keep trying to sneak in and do another YouTube channel. I never did that. I didn't do that. I went to other platforms because it is what it is. This was never about money for me whatsoever at all. Do you see what I'm saying? When they gave me my channels back, I knew what the deal was, and I warned you guys ahead of time. They are data farming. They're giving live, fresh info for all of these false flag events to see what we say, what I say, what you say in the comment section. You really, 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 really need to get this through your head. For the last 15 years, you've been watching me and considering it conspiracy entertainment. But guess what? It ain't coming anymore. It's here. It's happening right now. It's happening in every country all at the same time. They're just going to use the Sora 2 and an illegal alien false flag event to force everybody to get a digital ID because they're already stealing all the money and we ain't never going to get it back. You need to hit your knees and you need to really understand this. It's either you're going to give up your entire soul for convenience of the digital dollar system, the digital ID, or you're going to stand your ground. Period. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the only one saying this. So Will from the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction YouTube channel, a good friend of the channel, I'll also leave links below, put this video out today, and I'm going to have to steal a couple of things from him as well. So here we go.
We've been drawn into this digital spy network in the name of convenience, connectivity, safety, and especially entertainment. The 3D world of cyberspace creates virtual lives that are often more exciting than reality.
Why is this technology being developed? It's all for the culmination of this digital prison from which there will be no escape after all the switches are turned on.
The critical switch would be the introduction of those digital IDs and central bank financial control, a world of zero trust.
Zero trust is based on a simple principle: never trust, always verify.
Zero trust is a protocol that is implemented by cybersecurity companies. And what it really means is we don't trust you, and you have to prove who you are all the time, 24/7. So think of it as going from a world of implicit allow to default deny. In tomorrow's world, once zero trust is implemented in, say, retail, everything will be behind plexiglass doors with a 3D camera, and it'll only be unlocked through your digital identity and facial recognition if you have the available carbon credits in your digital currency.
If you've reached the limit of your allowance, it could be access denied. This would apply to fuel, to travel, to meat and dairy products, to clothes and other consumer goods. Because everything in life could be valued by its carbon footprint. Even access to the internet could be denied.
So the new world of zero trust is really a world of locks. It's like an inverted prison. You are supposedly free to roam about, but everything you want to access is behind lock and key.
It's strange, isn't it? It's strange that they turned us into a bunch of consumers. We don't buy things we need, we buy things that we want. Period. We buy things that we want. And how did they do this? They did this through influencers, which are the new movie stars or the new sports stars. Do you remember when movie stars made a lot of money, but they weren't making $300 million to make a movie? Or sports stars weren't signing $500 million contracts to bounce a ball because they were already 7'6"? You see what I'm saying? Well, they did the exact same thing with the internet. They had assholes like me that they were offering ridiculous amounts of money to, as long as we pushed products and kept people's attention, sucked up all their time. And meanwhile, in the background, this entire juggernaut has been pushing forward the entire time. The problem is it's not pushing forward anymore. It's here. And it's a matter of, are we going to stop them or are they going to stop us? Well, think about it. Half the people, not even half the people, 9.5 out of 10 people that we know are actually awake. That's not accurate. 9.5 out of 10 people are asleep. The other half are awake because they know what's up, but when the time comes, they'll get the digital ID because it's going to shut off their entire life. But in doing so, they will be selling their soul and not able to get it back, period. I'm making this video right now, fighting off mosquitoes the size of Apache helicopters, because this is of incredible importance. You're going to have to make the biggest decision. Remember when they told us to lock down and instead I got in my truck and drove to the other side of the country? Remember they told us to get the vaccines and I told you don't get the vaccines. The vaccine will be the disease, and if you don't get the vaccine, you won't get sick at all, because this is a complete and utter relabeling of diseases that are already out there. I was right. This is going to be even worse because they're going to pull out all the stops, and they already are pulling out all the stops, to the point where other channels that don't necessarily go down this route are catching on.
This is the third in a series of related videos that began with my video discussing the various lists all of us have been put on by corporations and governments. The second video in the series examined how Palantir's stock has nearly quadrupled in value since the 2024 U.S. presidential election, thanks in part to the 51 federal contracts they have been awarded this year, including a massive contract to consolidate all the sensitive personal data the U.S. government has on its citizens, such as employment records, bank records, tax records, health records, etc., into a single, easily searchable database AI can scan to find people of interest. In this video, I am going to answer the question, what is the ultimate goal of all the corporate and government data collection, analysis, and behavioral profiling? If you think it ends with some type of Minority Report-style predictive policing program, you are wrong. The Los Angeles Police Department has already been doing that for years. Predictive policing, a topic I will explore in more detail in a second Palantir video, is just a mile marker on the road to a dystopian future that lies somewhere between the Black Mirror episode Nosedive and the Black Mirror episode Archangel. I am Dr. John Padfield, an engineer turned state representative turned business professor, and this is Business Reform, where we discuss issues at the intersection of business, technology, and society. If you would...
See, I don't know this guy, but he's a PhD. He is legit. I looked him up. And he is also well aware of what's going on. But he's another one of those people that say, well, I don't want to put on a conspiratorial hat. But then he goes on to say everything that I've been saying, and I ain't a PhD. I'm not a state legislator, etc., so forth and blah, blah, blah. And he talks really slow. I will leave links below because his information's good, but at the very end of all of his videos, after saying he doesn't want to go down the conspiratorial route, he says, we have to tell Congress to stop and stop all of this. Congress ain't stopping nothing. The government is a complete cabal that has now come out in the open. They're not even hiding what they're doing. They're stealing every dollar out of the United States of America, and they're going to push everybody into a digital ID, which will control every single solitary aspect of your life, 100% straight up, no two ways about it, period. This is going to make COVID look really, really quick and easy, because the digital ID will also cause you to have to be up on all your vaccines. Are you up on all your vaccines? I'm not, and I never will be. Do you see what I'm saying? And I ain't the only one that thinks that. And I mean, it's dark in Louisiana. I'm getting killed with mosquitoes right now, but I got to put this out because it's been bothering me all day. So listen to this young fella.
And so the same folks who made that Agenda documentary have put out an interview with Dr. 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗶𝗍, who was very vocal during COVID, and it's called Final Warning, and I wanted to play a clip from that as well. So hopefully they don't mind. Once again, I'm going to have links in the description because I want people to go, watch the whole thing. So I'm trying to spread the word here. I'm not trying to steal anybody's work. But I thought it was a very, sobering report. And from somebody who is possibly one of the most qualified and experienced individuals to come out of the biotech sector to talk about COVID and the connection to the digital ID.
Probably better qualified than any other single person speaking out. They have been designed intentionally to injure, kill, and reduce fertility. I've never claimed it would do it to a lot of people or that it would be quick. In fact, specifically, I remember saying at the time, I don't think they want to risk injuring and killing too many people early on because people will spot it. What I expected once I started looking around and noticing other things, like there was a talk of electronic money, getting rid of cash. And there was talk of digital ID. I remember Tony Blair trying to do that in the 90s. And frankly, I joined the dots and I could see a world in which you were required to have digital ID, that cash was removed, so you had to spend only using digital money. And I thought, you know what? If I was the evil person, I would say that your digital ID will not be valid unless you're up to date with your injections. And I came across a document from the EU. It's called 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗀, VABECO. And it's a scheme that started in 2018. Bottom line is the EU Commission anticipates a future in which every EU citizen has a digital ID whose validity is governed by whether or not they've been injected with the latest mRNA-based, quotes, vaccine. So they anticipate regular injection for the rest of your life. That's, you know, and the idea is it'll improve health and safety as you travel around, which is a lie. It's a lie. You being vaccinated doesn't protect anybody. In fact, I would recommend no one has any vaccines at all, from what I've discovered in the last year or so. But, you know, honestly, when have governments ever given a flying one about your health and safety? You must know that a claim that you must do something for your health and safety is what is called, it's an excuse, it's an ostensible reason. These people who are trying to take our lives away from us always use two things. It's always two things. They'll tell you about something using the excuse, the ostensible reason. So in this case, it'll be you have to be jabbed to protect you from marauding viruses. The real reason is I'm afraid they want to make you ill and kill you. That is the truth. It's absolutely clear. There's really only one senior institution. It's a group of people who you can see as supranational groups from the UN, WHO, the International Panel on Climate Change, the World Economic Forum, Bilderberg's. You should see them as the same. They're different manifestations. Trilateral Commission. Keir Starmer's a member of the Trilateral Commission, the only elected British politician who's a member of this globalist group, at least that particular one. They're all founded by the same group of people. They've been running for decades to much longer than a century, and I believe they believe their destiny is to control all us little people, all us. They see us as useless eaters. Useless eaters. Where have you heard that phrase before? What happens to useless eaters, do you think? I think they believe it's their destiny, maybe their obligation, to take control of everyone, everywhere, forever, using digital means. So digital ID, digital money, geolocation, and an obligation to be injected, something like that. You don't need much more than that. The control mechanism is so frighteningly simple. I warn people, and I'm not going to sign up for digital ID. I'm probably going to regret that statement, but you don't need a new global single format editable digital biometric ID. But that's what digital ID means. Single global editable biometric digital ID. I'm warning you. I'm trying to help. It's the last really important decision you will get to make. If you sign up for it, the people who are taking over do not require your consent, your collaboration, you to do anything after that. And this is why I'm going to tell you why. Even I, as someone who's not involved in finance, I'm clever enough to see that the debts of all major countries has been deliberately piled on and escalated to the point where it's obvious to all of us that the debts can never be repaid. We're struggling even to service the interest on the loans. So at some point, I predict with great confidence that an event like 2008, the global financial crisis, only 1,000 times worse, will occur. And that will mean every country is bankrupt at the same time. All businesses would be bankrupt at the same time. And to find out what will happen to you, if like me, you're sort of comfortable and middle class, early retired and got a bit of saving, you should be really frightened what I'm going to tell you. David Rogers Webb. David Rogers Webb. Here's my matching half in finance. He's a retired hedge fund manager who discovered that.
Okay, for some reason I'm having serious Starlink issues, and I can't make this video 40 minutes long, but I will leave links to everything, including Minutes of Horror, Will, myself, and everybody else involved. So you should probably listen, because this is incredibly important, and everyone's starting to catch on. It's incredible to me right now to hear doctors and such saying things like useless eaters. I wonder where they heard that from. At any rate, Richie from Boston, this is deathly serious. This is life and death, but more so, it's heaven or hell. It's your soul, and I can't stress that enough. Yes, it's 80 degrees out. I got a hoodie on. That's countermeasures for the mosquitoes. That's how much you guys mean to me. I'm out.